What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we got a good one. Today I'm going to be going over the Peach Belt Conference Championship that just happened this past week, last Monday and Tuesday. Today I'm filming this is Tuesday, so yeah, exactly a week ago. But on the screen right now, I'm going to jump right into it. We got the 100-meter prelim. This was a 2-day event. First day I had the 100-meter prelim, then the 200-meter prelim, and then the next day I had the 4x1 final guaranteed, and then the finals for the 1 and the 2 if I made it. So here's the prelim right here. It's top 8 to advance. I'm right here in the white. I think that's lane 5 or something. I think I was seated pretty well. I was like the second fastest in this heat. Yeah, I'll play the video, show you guys, and then I'll go over the race,
Clayton State,
break it
Flagler,
down.
and Columbus State.
You know the routine by now.
Colorful field for heat number 3. It's our Clayton State guy in
Also, the audio
4
for the clips, it's from a live
Looks
stream.
like
The
he's
audio is
gonna
kind of
take it.
off. Like, I think it's like delayed for some
Well,
reason.
let's wait and see. Clayton State, that'd be Christopher Hart. Yeah, he went 10:56 to win it. Joey Johnson 10:77.
All right, and there's the result right there. 10-5 to win the heat. I ran 10-8, and I'll be honest with you guys. At this time, like during the race, even when I crossed the line, I was like, "Damn, I sold." Like I didn't even think I made the final, but turns out with this performance, I got 7th. Okay, I remember. Okay, I got 7th. I got 7th out of the 8 who advanced. So I just barely made it in. Like, I think the next guy was 1083 for 8th, and then 1084 was 9th. That person didn't make it. So it was tight between the qualifiers and the people who were just short. But overall, this race felt kind of clumsy at the start. I'll show you guys.
Columbus State all entered.
So leaving the blocks, it was all right, and then I think like right there or something, I had like I kind of reached, if that makes sense. I got overstrided, and I ended up like landing really flat, and I probably should have just like transitioned right there because my drive was just completely trashed. But I tried to stay like in my drive regardless of that mixed step,
Field for heat number 3.
and I like kind of forced it. And by the time I looked up, this guy already had me gapped. He was ahead. He was ahead of me. He was ahead of me, and I was like, "Dang, I'm rolled." So like, I started to panic. I didn't really have good mechanics. I just started rushing, and then like right here, in my head, I'm like, crap, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. So I start like really pushing, really leaning into my like form, and then a big dip at the line, just out of desperation. Like I thought I sold, but got it in. Still somehow advanced. So that was 100 overall. Just clumsy start. It might have been this step. Maybe the step before, just clumsy start, panicked, and just running hard to the line, not really staying relaxed or composed or anything. But ran an okay time, got me to the final. And then just an hour later was the 200 prelim, this one right here. And before I get into the video, I just want to say, like, mentally, I wasn't happy about how I performed in the 100. Like, I know I like made it to the final and whatnot, but like it wasn't like I wasn't trying to like go all out. Like I tried to run that all out, and I was kind of upset about the time. So like mentally, I wasn't very pumped for this 200 at all. Like I didn't have like any like race adrenaline. It was kind of like I'm gonna go out there and do my best, cause for the 100, I was seated like 4th going into the meet, so it was expected that I should have made the final. But for this, I think it was a 3-way tie at 10th. It was like me, my teammate Malachi, and then some other guy. We all had a 22-35 seed. And so it was a three-way tie at 10th, basically like 13th. So I wasn't expecting much for this 200, and then with the bad 100-meter performance, I was kind of like, like, you know, I'll go out there, I try my best, but I wasn't feeling like pumped. Like I wasn't like, you know what I mean? I didn't have much adrenaline, but once I got on the line, I locked in, and yeah. So I'm right here in lane 3, and I think I'm the third fastest seed time. This guy right in front of me, lane 4, his name's Craig from Embry. My goal was to make up the stagger on him in on the curve because he had a 21:99 seated time, and I knew he was fast. So I'm like, okay, I'm a good starter. Let me try to like make up my ground early on him, catch up to him on the stagger, and then just try to hold with him as much as I can for dear life. That was the game plan in my head, but I'll just show you guys the race and you'll see what happened.
Sen, Diedrich, Dalton, Coward, Davis.
Also, my boy Sam Hummer was in the race right behind me in lane 2.
One short of a full house.
Shout out Sam.
Figure out who's not out there here in a minute. Only 7 lanes are full. Looks like it's the Embry-Riddle runner in lane 4, which is Diedrich with an early lead. His teammate is pursuing him on the outside. That's Walker Coward. There's a Flagler runner out there as well. But it's going to be Diedrich who wins it in 21:56. Coward holds on for second in 21:92.
And then boom, these were the results. That boy slid. He ran 21:5. So 21:99 to 21:5. That was kind of crazy. But I ended up getting third in that heat with a 22:07, new PR in the prelim. Also, I qualified for the final. I got 8th. So the very last person to make it. Everyone else who made it was sub 22. I was the only person not sub 22, unfortunately, but made the final, advanced. So I was pretty thrilled with it. Like you know, going into the race, I wasn't really pumped up, but then after, I was like, damn. I wasn't expecting. Well, I knew I could definitely run a fast 200, but I didn't think I was gonna make the final. I thought I'd probably run I thought I'd be close, but I didn't think I'd get it, but got it. And yeah, so with this race, so obviously my game plan was to catch up to this guy. He took off, bro. Like he was out from the jump. Like he already made up his stagger, and by the time I finished my acceleration and I looked up, I was just like, damn, like he was out of there. But I tried to catch a little bit there, and then I start floating here, staying relaxed, make sure I'm breathing, and then right here I turn it back on, and I'm just trying to catch up as much as I can for dear life. Like right in this moment in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm in a good position to run a fast time. All I have to do is really push it, and I can make it to the final. Like complete opposite from the 100. I thought I didn't make it during the race, but during the race in this one, I was like, just finish strong, and you got it. So I'm pushing. L cameraman for not having me on frame. Like I get it, like he kind of gapped us, but like come on, bro. Like you can't just not film with second and third. But because there's actually a good race between me and his teammate there.
There's a Flagler runner out there as well, but it's gonna be deep.
And then right when I crossed the line, I kind of glanced at the clock, and I couldn't I wanted to run sub 22, so I was like I peaked, and I wasn't sure if I hit it or not because I think it read like 22:1, so I'm like oh or 22:1 or 22:2, something like that. And I was like, yo, that's close. Like, I low-key might have got it. And shout out Chris, my boy Chris. He was like, oh, like that. Like I just looked back and he's jumping up, screaming. He's like, oh, sub 22. And he runs up to me. We start I think he dassed me up. We hugged. He's like, yo, I think you got it. We turn around and look at the clock. And then we see the 22:07. And we're just kind of like, but it was still like, congrats, like it was still like a good race, good PR. My coach was like, oh, good race, you know, you're peaking at the right time. And yeah, also I want to take this time to shout out Sam Hummer. look, man. This guy right here, he didn't have a great season. He's been battling with like a hamstring injury, but he came out here, he tried his best, and I know he wasn't happy with how he did, but bro, like in my opinion, like this is speaking like directly to you, bro. You are a true warrior, man, for coming out and competing after not practicing for weeks, doing everything you need to do, like putting on the KT tape, taking your pain meds, and the icy hot, combining all those things. Like, bro, I know for a fact you were in pain during this race, and the fact that you carried yourself well and you actually completed the race, and like you didn't run a bad time. You ran 23 flat, like I think like legit 23:00. Like for being off that many weeks and coming back from an injury, man, like that's honestly impressive. And I know you could have done so much more if the injury didn't happen, and you were looking really good with your opener, and I know you would have had one heck of a season, but the only thing you could do, man, is just move on and let it motivate you for next season. Come back stronger, because you're still a great runner regardless of the results, and the future's bright, man. You're a freshman just like I am. We're all freshmen, and we have so many more years to develop. So keep your head up. Don't let this race beat you up, and come back stronger next time. But that was the 200. Advanced in both the 100 and the 200. So that was the end of day 1. And now we're on day 2. Tuesday now. And we started it off with the 4x1 final. Alright, so we're right here, lane 3 in the white. Caden Van is our opening leg.
And they're off to the start of the men's 4x1 day 2 of our running events underway.
Embry was kind of sliding, but Caden's there.
They approach the first handoff, and pretty even there.
This is me now on the second leg.
As they work their way around the track. Into the third handoff, and they'll make the corner for the fourth and final handoff in the final 100 meters. Looks like Embry-Riddle might have a very slight advantage, but it is very close coming down the front stretch. Clayton State and Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle in blue, Clayton State in orange, and Embry-Riddle's going to pull away, and the Eagles are going to take the first event of the afternoon here in the men's 4x1. Make sure all the judges on the track have white flags. Zone.
Boom. Here's the results for the 4x1. Embry-Riddle got the dub. Clayton State, and then we clutched up at the end. We got third. Shout out Sam, bro. Like he ran the clutchest anchor ever, bro. Like we were, I think when I handed it to Malachi, here, let me get back.
And they'll make.
When I handed it to Malachi, we were in like last, and I was like, you could see me in the video here.
The corner for the
I was like,
final.
I was like, no, because I thought we sold it.
Might have a very slight advantage.
Come to Sam A's leg.
Coming down the front stretch.
Gets the baton.
And Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle in blue,
close for third.
In orange, and Embry-Riddle's going to pull away. And the Eagles
and he just
take the first event
walks that boy in the white down, clutches up for us, and we get on the podium, celebrate, and of course earn this bad boy right here, 3rd place medal. You know what I'm saying? 4x1 Peach Belt Championship, my first college medal, and I feel like it's only right if I wear it for the rest of the video. I feel like it's only right. Put this bad boy on. And yeah, shout out everyone on the relay, Caden, Malachi, Sam. You know, we really pulled it through. We ran, like, I'll go over the breakdown, but honestly, like, execution-wise, we ran probably, like, one of our worst races through the exchanges. but we just ran so fast that we made up for it, and we actually ran like technically on paper the PR, even though we ran that 41.9 last week, if you remember from the last video, but we just got DQ'd. But this one we ran 42.06, so an on paper PR. So regardless of like our execution, we still ran fast enough to get us on the podium. And it's all of our freshman year. It's first year program. And yeah, it's just really when I sit down and think about it, it's really something to be proud of, because like last year, before Flagler recruited all of us, they threw together like a 4x1, and it was like all distance guys, just trying to get a point. And they ran like, no offense to you guys if you're watching this, but they ran like 48, which is, if you know, like, come on, like, a 48 is a 48. Like, for a men's 4x1, like, that's probably a good time for, like, high school girls, maybe, I don't know. But, going from 48, like, think about it from, like, the competitor's perspective. Like, they think we're just a pushover. They're like, oh, 4x1, Flagler's out of it. And then we just come back the next year, all freshmen, and just get on the podium. Like, that's an accomplishment in itself. Like, like, there's no way in the world that any other school expected this, and we just went in there and shocked them. So I'm still proud of what we did. I think, honestly, I feel like we could have won. Embry-Riddle's a very fast school, but I honestly think we could beat them. And if we run like a better like execute race, I think we could have. But should've, could've, would've. We'll come back next year, and this time y'all better not sleep on us. But let's go over the race.
To the start of the men's 4x1 and day 2 of our running event
gets out good.
Underway here in Daytona Beach, Florida.
And then right here I am. Wait, no, it's backing up. So I don't want to make this sound like any type of an excuse, because it's like what legitimately happened. From my POV, right here, I think I was rising up, like getting ready to take off, but I just couldn't find Caden. Like, this guy from Embry, he was just perfectly blocking my vision from Caden. Like, I could see him, but I couldn't see him, and I could see the guy in orange. So I'm like, where's Caden, right? And I'm like, is he behind this guy? Is he not behind this guy? By the time I get like a glimpse of Caden, it kind of like caught me by surprise. It was like an, oh shoot, he's right there kind of moment. So I ended up taking off super late on the exchange. Like, he ran up on me. So we got the handoff off clean, but taking off late in the exchange is obviously wasted time right there.
They work their way around the track.
And then I'm running my best.
Into the third.
Malachi takes off good, and I miss his hand. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I think I hit his fingertips. It went like this, but then I brought it back up, and he grabbed it, and then he took off. So it was like, it's very minor things, but as you guys know, and like just track and field in general, especially sprint events, every minor detail matters. Like, it's like time being wasted. So that was time being wasted.
And final handoff in the final 100 meters.
Malachi slides like he always does. And then exchange from Malachi to Sam.
A very slight.
Apparently, Sam said he couldn't really like hear Malachi say stick, so he kind of just shoots his hand out. Like, he just like legit just guesses and shoots his hand out. And then Malachi, because I didn't have a clean exchange with him, he had to adjust his grip. I think he probably, like, if I had to guess, he probably had his hand right on the middle of the baton, so there wasn't really enough room to like give it to Sam, so he probably had to like move his hand down so there's more room. That looks wrong a little bit, but okay. But that's what happened. So he adjusts his grip, Sam just shoots his arm back whenever he feels like he's close, just kind of like a sense of nature.
Clayton State and
And
Embry-Riddle in blue, Clayton
yeah,
State in orange.
So I think Sam got it in fourth. It was like the guy was barely in front of him in third, but Sam walks him down, clutches up, almost like, I don't know if it's just the angle, but he almost got the second, it looks like, a little bit. But yeah, terrible race, but we did what we did. We got third, and we ran a PR, technically school record, all that good stuff on paper. So that was the 4x1, and then let's move on to the 100-meter final. So in between these races, we got on the podium, got our medals, whatnot. So to warm back up for the 100, like I was already warm, it was hot out, so I didn't warm up much for the 100. I kind of just did like some skips, a couple, like maybe like 2 starts on the blocks, just like stuff like that. But I'm right here in lane 1. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'll be in the white all the way on the inside.
3, 5, 6, 7, and 8
and
are
yeah, play the
filled.
race. Then
Flagler, Embry-Riddle, Augusta, Clayton State, Flagler, Clayton State, Columbus State. In that order with lane 4 empty. Good start. And midway through Clayton State in lane 5. And looks like Clayton State's Christopher Hart is going to take it. 10.52 for Christopher.
So that was the 100. I think, yeah, I got 6th place. Honestly, if I'm being honest, very disappointed in myself and my performance. You know, coming in as like the 4th seed and just feeling like I had way more to give. I honestly thought like I could win it or at least get on the podium. So to get 6th place, I was a little heartbroken by it, but you know, it is what it is. It's just, I don't like to use this excuse, but I guess it is like my freshman year. So like, I do have more opportunities, but in my head, like, if I come to something, I want to win it. So I don't really care if these guys are older than me. But to break down the race, honestly, nothing felt like that bad. Like, I feel like I got out really good there.
Midway through Clayton State.
It just, something went wrong in my transition. Like if you guys see, I'm like in the mix, and then I'm just like gapped here. I don't know. Maybe I think I was just flat, honestly. Like running the prelims the day before, I ran them all out. Like I ran a 200 PR, like, and then coming back the next day, 4x1 was first, ran that all out. So I think my legs just were starting to fatigue. I just couldn't really handle the rounds well. And, you know, I did everything that, like, I felt like I needed to do. I was hydrating. I went home. I was doing a lot of stretching. I got pretty decent sleep. I was eating well. I was eating what the team provided for us and all that. So, I don't know. I think it's just an experience thing. Like I said, it's my freshman year of college. And in high school, we never, like, had meets that were, like, 2 days in a row. So this is my first time kind of doing that. And yeah, I think my body just couldn't handle the rounds well.
Lane 5.
But the funny thing about this race is, believe it or not, when I cross the line, I'm in lane 1, so like I legit can't see anyone. Like I'm kind of just so focused on like looking straight down and just running as hard as I can. When I cross the line, I saw maybe like the guy who won in orange, but I couldn't see anyone else. So I legit thought I like did good. I thought I got like 2nd or something. So I'm like bouncing around. I'm like, yo, like I'm like hyped. I'm like looking at the timer, seeing the names pop up, and once the third name pops up in it, I don't see my name. I'm just like, so it was kind of like a big drop of emotions, and yeah, I was pretty salty about it. I'm not gonna lie, but shout out Caden. He ended up getting third, and he ran great, man. He ran 10:7 something. I ran 10:8. By the way, it was a tight race. It wasn't like I got like gapped. Like first and second, it was like 10:5 and maybe like 10:6. But then like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, I think we're all like 10:8s. I think maybe like last place was like 10:9 something, like 10:9 1 or something. I don't know, something like that. Like it was a good race, so you know, it wasn't like I got completely gapped here or anything like that from the whole field. I wasn't the best man that day, Chris Hart from Clayton was, and it is what it is. Can't be too upset after the fact. I've had time to kind of process it. But we move on now to the last race. It's a 200-meter final. And going into this race, obviously I was the slowest seed time. I was 8th overall. I was in lane 8. And my only goal, honestly, was just to try my best and try to break 22. And being as close as I was with the 22:07, I thought about like, okay, what can I change from that race? Like, what can I change to make myself just go that .08 faster? That's all I had. That's all I really like wanted to do. So when I thought about it the night before, I thought like, okay, maybe if I just try a little bit harder on the curve, like just don't float as much, but then have the same exact like transition and kick down the straight. So that was the goal.
And there we go in the finals of the men's 200
curve.
meters.
And I'm right here in lane 8. I'm
Good
taking off. I'm trying to run for dear life because everyone's chasing me.
Hit the halfway point. Craig Diedrich from Embry-Riddle has got the early
people
advantage.
Start catching me here. Like I start seeing people, and I'm like, oh shoot.
Get close. He's
I'm trying to hold on. Now I'm trying to catch up. I'm fatiguing. I'm tired. I'm gassed. My legs hurt, and I ended up finishing with 6th again. So, and I ran like 22:4. So I ran way slower than I did in the prelim, but I got a better placement. I think honestly, just overall, I think at this point we were just all cooked. Like, it's been a long 2 days, so, and it was the last event. And not as upset about it as I was in the 100. I was still upset to a certain degree because I'm like, how did I just go from 22:0 to 22:4? But, it is what it is. Just brushed it off. It took some time to myself to kind of just process everything, take it all in, and then I was good. Went back, hung out with my teammates. We had a good time. We watched the 4x4, me and Malik, and yeah, just got to celebrate after. Took some pictures. We got team runner up. We got 2nd behind Embry. So we got to celebrate with the trophy. Just have a good time, and stuff like that. So overall, and personally, I feel like I could have, or I shouldn't say I could have, I should say I wish I could have done better in my open events, but I didn't, and it is what it is. Overall, I feel like it was a pretty solid meet. I ran some pretty decent marks, like my 100-meter PR is like 10:78. Like I ran 10:82 in the prelim, and then I ran 10:89 in the final. Like it's not like far off my PR. It's not like I went out there and ran like 11:1. Like I was close enough to the point where like it wasn't terrible. It wasn't what I expected, but it wasn't terrible. But that was the Peach Belt Conference meet. Very fun meet. Had a lot of fun. First or second college conference championship, but my first outdoor one. And yeah, next meet we got I got an opportunity to run in North Carolina, We're going to the Mount Olive first chance meet. It's me, Houston, Malachi, Logan, and Casey, the 5 of us traveling up to North Carolina. And for that one, I think I'm going to bring the camera and I'm going to vlog for y'all. I think it's going to be a fun trip. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a last chance for me to bring my marks down and maybe even hit a provisional time. And yeah. Whoa. Before I end the video, I legit forgot to shout out Malachi for getting 3rd in the 200. Bro, he ran 21.8 in the prelim and 21.9 in the final. Like, bro, that speaks for itself, man. You have had an amazing season, honestly, in the 400, but definitely in the 200. Like, you had like one of the craziest seasons I've ever witnessed. Like, crazy improvement, man. Shout out to you. You deserve it. Everything you've ever accomplished, you deserve. You worked hard for it. And I'll see you in a couple days when we go to NC. By the time you see this video, it'll probably be like tomorrow or maybe the next day. And yeah, man, we're going to have a good time, one last showdown, one last performance. And yeah, it'll be a good one. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to make sure I include that in the video. I shouted out Caden, so obviously I got to shout out you too, bro. But yeah, nah, you've had a crazy season, man. But that's all I want to say. Back to the conclusion. That'll conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to get my subs up. So, like, if y'all watching this and you're not subscribed, come on, man. Bless your boy with a sub. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace. Oh. What the heck? Who's this weird guy?
What up, Daddy?
What's up, dude? What's up, brother? I don't know what to do. I just found your camera. Hope you find this video enjoying. Please leave a like and comment. Wait. This side. Link. I could be a new vlogger, bro. Yeah. Anyways. Hope you find this well. And I hope preface conference goes great and you're gonna win.